Hello, I'm Amy and I love dotted notebooks from bullet journaling. In this video, I'll be reviewing the dotted notebook from Cyper Top. I'll be covering everything you see on the screen and provide my ratings as we go along. I'll have ratings for 1 to 5, 1 being awful and 5 being awesome. First, unboxing. Right off the bat, I was greeted with a black dot on the notebook cover. Luckily, it was removable, so it was not a big deal. Exterior design. Cover type. This is a hardcover notebook, but the notebook is quite flimsy. My other cheaper notebook actually has a better and more durable cover than this one. I was quite surprised at how flimsy this cover is. This hardcover quality falls below the average. Cover texture. Most notebooks that I have tried have a smooth finish. This one is a matte grainy finish. It is slightly rough, but not so rough that you hate touching it. It's almost like slip-proof, but for a notebook instead of a phone. Cover design. I have been obsessed with mint for several years now, so I love that they offer mint as a color selection. The matte grainy finish look is interesting and refreshing to look at. Pen loop. There's a pen loop on the side of the notebook. I don't ever use it. If I do need to keep my pen with my notebook, I'll use this cheaper but not so safe method. I will simply snap on the strap and stop my pen there like so. Notebook strap. At first glance, it's really cute and different. I love the engraving on this tab. However, it brings more trouble than joy. When I opened the notebook, I had to purposely move the strap away. Otherwise, there will be a huge bump on the right side of the notebook, and that is not present to write on. The extra tab also makes it more difficult to close, as you have to make sure you slip your fingers just right or it will flip over. I have also noticed that my strap tends to twist more often with this notebook. While the tab is creative, it ends up causing more inconvenience than it's worth. So notebook strap, yes, and the score is kind of a 2. Notebook size. This is an A5 notebook. The size is 5.8 by 8.2 inch. It's a perfect size for me. Bookmark. It features one ribbon bookmark. I don't use it that frequently, but it's there if I need it. Back pocket. The back cover features a standard back pocket with ribbon material on the side to stretch the opening. It stretches to a comfortable width to insert any extra tickets, receipts, and whatnot. Page numbering. Nope, it's not numbered, which is not really a problem for me. I can manually number the notebook while listening to a podcast episode or a song. Alright, it's finally time to talk about the interior. So excited for this part. Paper quality. The thickness of the paper is 100 GSM. GSM tells us how thick the paper is. The lower the GSM, the more see-through your writing or drawing will be. I have tried 70, 100, 120. Anything above 100 GSM gets a yes from me. I'll give the paper quality a 5. Paper finish. This is going to be subjective, and the best method to judge this is likely going to feel this in person. I prefer a smooth surface as I feel like my writing simply glides on them and it makes you want to write more as your pen just kind of like, writes on its own. So this one has a normal feeling, kind of leaning toward a tiny bit of roughness. I'm giving this a 4 because I feel like the paper quality should be higher. Paper color. It looks ivory to me. Here's what it looks like placed next to a printer paper. Grid box spacing. 5mm spacing is the standard and works fine for me. Grid print. This one gets a 2 because the dots do not line up. Some of the dots are really close to the edge of the notebook. This is not something I'll expect in a dotted notebook in this price range. I contacted the customer support as I thought I might have received a defective notebook. The customer support asked their supplier and was informed that this is normal. This might not bother some people, but it does bother me just a tiny bit. So while the grid print receives a 2, the customer support receives a 5 as the customer support representative did go out of the way to contact the supplier to confirm my doubt. Binding quality. This one gets a 4. The binding quality seems quite standard. Some of the pages are ridiculous though. You can feel every single, the dots that are popping out on some pages. They shouldn't hinder you unless you try to run your finger down like this. Then let me just warn you, it's not going to feel good. Does it lay flat? Yes. Extras. Pen. This notebook comes with a black pen. It's ultra lightweight and the body of the pen feels smooth. It has a nice finish that I have no clue how to describe. The downside of this pen is that if you write in a certain angle, the ink will not come out smoothly. And you can hear the paper hitting the pen enclosure tube ? Okay, now we are going to do something super exciting, pen test or paper test. I have a lot of pens that I like to test, even though honestly I only use Mineliner, highlighters, and Pilot Precise V5 in black or blue. Just in case I ever want to get creative, which does happen every now and then, this is how well the paper handles a variety of pens and markers. "20 minutes later. Yep, it really did take me 20 minutes. This is the end result. As you can see, nothing is likely going to survive Sharpies. The ghosting is pretty standard for 100 GSM paper, which is not too bad at all. This is what an average page looks like for me. As you can see, mostly black inks and highlighters. Conclusion. I highly encourage that you make your own decision based on the features that I have covered, but I do also want to give you my thoughts on this. Based on all the notebooks that I've tried so far, this notebook has its nice features such as the color and decent paper quality. However, it's not a notebook that I'll buy again unless there are improvements. The flimsy cover, the strap, and the dot alignments, or I guess misalignments here, are just not for me. I'll not buy this notebook again at this price range. There are other notebooks that are cheaper than this one. As with any and all products, I think this notebook has its potential to become a great notebook if some changes are implemented. I hope this review is helpful. Thank you for watching. Bye!